right. So, hi everyone. So, my name is Jaleese, and of course, this is Infinite Modesty Design. I am like 5 minutes late uh, based on my email. So, hello, Miss Hillary. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. Uh, how are you? So, actually, you know what? I was supposed to message you, Hillary, but thanks for joining me because we had to talk about you coming on my live and displaying your gorgeous garments. So we had to talk about that. So anyway, thank you so much everyone for joining me. For those who joining me live, wherever you're joining me from, I'm so very grateful. My name is Jaleese, of course, and this is Infinite Modesty Design. All right. So thanks for the blessing, Hillary. So who we are? We are Brampton, I would say, Sew and Fashion Studio. So I teach you how to sew, pretty much from beginner, basic beginner, intermediate, up to advanced. We have kids class, we have adult classes, we have various different classes, and we are in Brampton, Ontario. So I'm so very grateful. So for those who joining me live or those who joining the replay, I know I come a little bit earlier tonight. Regardless of wherever you are, I'm so very grateful to have you on board. Also, I want to let you know that Jesus Christ loves you and you and you for all the screen that is watching me here tonight. Jesus Christ is the author of our soul. He's the reason for the season. The season is every season of this wonderful 2024. And he loves us very, very much. And one of the goals, if you don't know him as your personal Lord and Savior, is to get to know him as your personal Lord and Savior. That's the reason for our existence. All right. So for those who are been connected with my live, know I have been doing summer dress. So I'm just gonna show it off here. So I think the just gonna show my dress off here. And so hi Godivere. So Godivere, you're on YouTube. Oh, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Hi Julie, it's looking beautiful. Thank you, my love. All right. So thank you, Godivere, for joining me on YouTube. I'm not sure if the YouTube gonna be clear, so you at least you'll give me feedback if it was clear, yes or no. Um, yeah. So I do have some basically a question to ask tonight, but I'm just gonna wait a while. But anyway, let me just go back to where I am so I don't get all over the place. So everyone know I was sewing this dress for those who have been joining me live. So it's a gather puff sleeve dress. So the first thing I introduce here, I'm just gonna show what I have here is we did talk about the sleeve manipulation, so that's how I end up with the gather puff sleeve. This was my original sleeve that Godivere take the class and eventually Hillary take the class and eventually Godivere did take the class. Uh, and also we do have advanced classes starting again. So thank you so much, Courtney Blake, for joining me. Thank you so much for saying hi. So we are starting back. We have started back our advanced sewing and fashion class in Brampton. So for those who wanna get to learn to sew advanced, not just sewing from a pattern, but understanding the pattern from foundation, from your actual custom body measurement, or your family or your client's body measurement. That's where we are today. Thank you so much, Miss Accra, for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Okay, so we understand that we did manipulate this pattern. So this was the original pattern. We manipulated to a short sleeve pattern. And then we move on to the gather puff sleeve pattern itself. So I have different screen here, so sorry about that. You're not able to see clearly. So that's what we have done the last week. And remember the first week we actually started off with this pattern, right? So this is the front and the back. And again, this is pattern I made from my own custom body measurement. So it's not pattern that I have from a McCall's pattern or wherever itself. So this was our result so far. As you can see, the sleeve and the part of the top. So thank you so much, friend 41, for joining me. Appreciate you joining me tonight. So we are continuing to sew our summer dress. So this was a sleeve I sewed last week. I'm just gonna put on the sleeve. I have a lot of clothes on actually. Always have a lot of clothes on. I'm not a person, I don't like to feel cold. So I'm always, so this was the sleeve itself. This was the illusion of the sleeve here. Okay. And that's what we did last week. So today, what are we doing today? So I am eager to finish this dress, because I also have a dress for my daughter to sew. So we'll see how that go. So what I've done here, guys, I'm gonna be working with I hope I have it. My pockets. Yes, I have pockets here. So I'm gonna be putting a pocket to my dress as well. And for everyone who is here or watching the replay, I want to ask just a quick question. If anyone have any particular summer sewing projects that you have in mind or have up your sleeve or have a desire to sew, you could definitely give us a comment, leave us a comment. It's clear on YouTube. Okay, thank you so much, Godiva. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Because I know sometimes it's not clear at all on YouTube. So thank you for sharing that with me. Appreciate it big time. All right. So if anyone have a desire project, I know Hillary have been sewing, and maybe you probably, maybe on our next live would actually do a live together on Instagram, Hillary, so you could actually show off some of your design. So a bucket hat. Okay, so that's okay. That's good. So Hillary project is a bucket hat. So hello, thank you so much for joining me. For someone who joined me on Instagram, cannot see the name that clear. Yeah, so thanks for saying hi. So gotta be, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for that. So a bucket hat and a bow tie. I think you did a bow tie for your husband already, didn't you? Oh, but that's on your bucket list to do again. Okay, that's a good one for Hillary. So bucket hat and bow tie. Do you have the bucket hat sewing pattern, Hillary? All right. Okay, good. So a bucket hat for Hillary and a bow tie. That is her project to be sewn before the end of the year. You know I'm laughing, right? Because you want to sew a skirt before you're, So there you go. That's why I'm laughing. I just remember that. Okay, guys. So let's continue here. So what I've done here, let me get my thingy here. I'm going to be sewing the skirt part now of my summer dress. So as you can see the photo, if you did see the photo itself, yes, okay, perfect. And then of course I'm pretty sure you could do it itself just by watching the pattern, but I also have a video on YouTube, as you know, right, Hillary? Right, so this time we're gonna be adding the bottom. So let me just explain a little bit here. I will be putting pockets, so I'm gonna be putting the pockets live on tonight itself. So thank you, Momo, for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. So I'll be putting pockets here. So we have 4 pockets, 2 on each side. I'll be putting it on live. But I want to show you what I've done here. Because you remember I said that I am connecting the dress and I wanted some green in the dress, right? Because I embrace blue. Embrace, not like. Embrace blue big time. So I have connected some green here. So this is my front panel. And I'm making a gather dress, guys. To brag about the sewing class. Okay, I'll talk to you after. Yeah, so I have a green fabric here. So I blend it on with the blue itself. Thank you so much for online CA6 for joining me. Appreciate you joining me tonight. Okay, so let me just go to say what I have here. So I've joined these guys. So I've joined, I connected. So this is about the whole skirt is about 3 yards. It's about 3 yards. And then with the 3 yards, I'm going to make my front and my back itself. Hi, Auntie. Hi, Julie's. Good evening to you. Thank you so much, Auntie, for joining me. And thank you so much, everyone, for those who are joining me on YouTube. I heard that it was, YouTube is clear, so I'm excited for that. Hello, Creation. Thank you so much for joining me on Facebook. I appreciate you joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, so now, what I'm going to do here, guys, I am going to put in a pocket. So for those who take my class, know how easy it is to put in a pocket. It's not difficult at all. So we're going to put in the pocket live tonight. And then I'm going to add the dress, the top of the dress to the bottom of the dress to the top of this. So let's see how far we could go tonight, right? Let's hopefully it doesn't take that long. So let me get started. So the question I asked tonight, guys, is what is your project? So you can put many projects as you want, okay, in the comment section below. So what planned project you have in mind or have in schedule to sew or desire to sew before the end of the year itself. Whether you could sew yes or no, just anything you have in mind and say, you know what, I can't sew, but I'm going to take a sewing class. I'm going to connect with Jaleesa at Infinite Modesty Design. We are in Brampton, of course. And if you are interested to sew online, let us know. We have to get enough people to sign up online first before we jump on the online class. but that is definitely in the works. But if you have a sewing project and you have an idea of what you want to sew, but you just need execution, that's okay. Give us a comment below. Good evening, everyone. So Auntie saying good evening, everyone, for those who on YouTube. Okay, so I'm gonna bend the camera a little bit down so you can actually see what I'm doing here. All right. So what I'm doing here first, guys, is putting on my pocket. So what I've done, this is the very top of my half of my 3 yards. Remember I said I have 3 yards. So this is the front. Sorry, I didn't show you guys the back. And this is the back. The back gonna be 2 pieces. Okay. So this is 2 pieces. So this is one side and this is the other side. Okay. So now I am going to add on the back piece. Sorry, the pockets onto the front piece. So this is the front piece here. Okay, so this is my front piece here, and I'm going to add my pockets on both sides. So I am going to go ahead and do that right now. So what I've done here first is put this is one end of my fabric here. So I have one end, and then I have the selvage because it's a gather skirt. So I could go against the rule for those who understand what selvage mean. So I'm going to come here 3 inches down and I pin my pocket, right sides to right sides. 3 inches down and I pin my pocket again, right sides to right side. So let's get started here. So 3 inches down. So, oh, jacket. So Hillary also want to finish a jacket. Auntie say, my passion is to sew maxi dresses. So this is sort of a maxi dress I'm making, and a Komola jacket and kofan with neck applique. Okay, all right, with cream fabric. Awesome. Thank you, Auntie, for sharing that. Definitely that could be done. There's nothing try, nothing done. And we have a lot of time before the year ends, so that could definitely be accomplished. Okay, so let me go on here. So right sides here now, guys. I'm just going to bring the camera down for those who are not able to see me. So I'm going to go right side. So this is the right side of my fabric on one end, okay? So let's say you don't have a lot of space to work with, and then you have a little bit of space. So I'm going to show you here how we could actually utilize the space. So right side to right side, I'm going to put this down. Sometimes my pattern, you're not sure which is the right side and which is the wrong side. So you just use any side that you think that is necessary and you just move on. You don't want to stress yourself. So I'm going to go 3 inches down here. So 3 inches down from the top of my, let's say my waist itself. 3 inches down nicely. And we're going to go down here. We're going to go 3 inches down and I'm going to pin my pocket, just 3 pins. Of course, if you just want to just sew one pocket, the next one, but now I'm going to pin everything first and then we're going to sew after. So this is one side down. I pin it nicely. So Gillis, it's pronounced. Okay, so let me just see here. So it's the screen is so small. It's KAF. So kaftan, right? Am I pronouncing it right, Auntie? Kaftan? I think I'm pronouncing it right. Thank you for that. I have to actually look it up because I'm not visualizing exactly what that is, but I think thank you so much. So thank you so much for those who joining me on Instagram. Really appreciate it. Okay, so one side of our pocket is pinned down. I'm going to pin the other side. So if you don't have a lot of space, guys, you could use this here and you could crimp yourself up. So this is the other side of my fabric here. Then I'm going to sew right side on this side. So 3 inches down again, right sides. So let me go down. Right sides here, and I am going to pin right here. So we are making a gathered bottom. That's what we're doing right now, and I'm putting pockets in it. So pockets, again, it might take a little bit of time, but again, I'm going to try to see if we could go efficient itself so you could actually see the end result. The end result is the bottom connecting with the top. So I sew the top part of the front part of the pocket. Now I'm going to do the back now, okay? So with the back now, you want to get, again, right sides touching right side. So what I'm going to do here, let me see which side is going to be my right side. Okay. So this side I'm going to be sewing this side, putting the pin on this side and on one side of my back, only one side here. Okay. Thank you so much, Prit Cows, for joining me on Instagram. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. So Auntie, anything else? So yeah, so basically, yes, dear, you got it right. Okay. All right. Ankara are popular among African ladies. Yeah, I know that for sure. I have a lot of Ankara fabric as well. Thank you so much for telling me that. And Thank you so much for pointing that out because I love Ankara, Auntie. I really, really do love the material. The print is just bold and beautiful. That's the word here. Okay, so let me move on here now. So now I'm gonna put this here. So all this is what Auntie wanted to make for all her desire to make before the end of the year. Auntie, do you have any particular fabric store that you or anyone have any particular fabric store that you buy fabric from that you want to share? And maybe I could also share it on the live. Any fabric store, maybe the location, any fabric store at all. I know sometimes I shop at this fabric store in Eddystone. What's the name of the guy again? I can't remember the name, but it's on Eddystone. It just go on Eddystone in Toronto. Jaji's is another fabric store, and that one is in Brampton for those who don't know. It's in Brampton. So any fabric store that anyone shop at and you want to share on the live, that would be great and helpful. I could actually read it out here. All right, so I have pinned the pockets on one side of my back. So this is one side here. I'm going to put this down and do the other side. But before you do the other side, you want to make sure that you have the zipper aligned, right? So the back zipper must align because sometimes you make mistake. So you want to always put your fabric down. So let me put it down here. Put your fabric down so you know, okay, this is my zipper here. I'm not going to touch here. This is my pocket on this side, and then this is my pocket on that side. Actually, I have the fabric wrong. So let me just turn this way. Very important. So this is the right side. So this would be my zipper in the middle here. I'm not going to touch this middle here. I'm going to have my pockets on this side, and then my pockets on that side. So I'm going to pin the last pocket here. And then I'm going to sew the back down. I'm going to sew, the pockets down. And keep in mind, again, it's 3 inches down, okay? So 3 inches down from the top of your fabric. And you come right edge to edge, and you pin 2 or 3 pins down, and then you're going to sew. So that's what I'm going to do here. All right. Anyone want to share any fabric store that they usually buy fabric in? Fabric Line is one, but Fabric Line could rock you up sometime, depends. But again, Eddystone have a nice African prints. They do have nice African prints there. And Jajit have lovely African prints. But I know Eddystone is a black guy. You could definitely support him. For those who have time to go to Toronto to buy fabric, I usually buy fabric there. Actually, I bought this there in Eddystone. This pattern, I bought it in Eddystone. For those who may like the pattern. I actually bought this pattern because of the blue, because I have to get something in blue itself. Okay, so let me see what's going on with my machine now. The thread is stuck here a bit. Let's see what's going on. And maybe if I have thread, I could change it one time. If I do, if I don't. Okay, I have one here. I'll just put this one here and done. Let's see how far you're gonna go. Okay, all right, there you go. So I have a little bit in this one. I know I'm going to eventually change it on the live. I'm going to change this one here, and we're going to go ahead with this. All right. So, Hillary, where do you buy your fabric? If you're still on the live, or anyone else, if you're still on the live, where you buy your fabric. And for those who joining me, again, let me know if you have any particular sewing projects. So, hi, my lovely Angie. Oh, my goodness, my darling. You are on. There you go. Thank you for joining me. Hillary's on Instagram, which is nice. Sorry, I just see you here. So I have Hillary on, and I thank God for that. I have my lovely Angela. Sister Angela is on. So Sister Angela, I'm telling you, is a beautiful soul. She have been with me for quite a while, and her husband is taking my classes. And I'm so very grateful. So very grateful. Thank you for joining me live tonight, love. All right, so my dear Angela and Jajit in Brampton. Okay, I also got Body Stone. Where is Body Stone? Oh, hold on. I'm seeing it. This is so small, I'm telling you. Oh, Eddystone. Sorry. Do you see? That's something so small I couldn't even see. So Eddystone. So Hillary buy fabric in Eddystone, and she also buy fabric in Jajit in Brampton as well, which is fabulous. So my lovely sister Angie, if you have any desire sewing project that you have a desire to make before the end of the year, it could be one, it could be more, just let us know. Please, everyone, don't forget to give thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Auntie, for telling everyone. So those who are watching me live, if you could kindly share the live, that would be sweet. Share the live. That would actually just help me. That's a way of supporting me. We are in Brampton, Ontario. We teach beginners class, we teach intermediate class, and we teach advanced class. Hello, my lovely. I see you on Instagram now. So, Thank you for joining me on Instagram, my lovely Angie. Sister Angie, my sweet sister in the Lord, and so as Sister Hillary as well. There you go. All right. So if anyone have a sewing project or sewing projects that they think that they're gonna accomplish before the end of the year, say a comment below. Kindly help me. Thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share. I would be so very happy. Okay, so now I'm sewing the pockets now, guys. So let me start. So I can actually finish up the actual part I want to finish up. So what we are doing, we are sewing our summer dress. That's what we are doing right about now. And we are sewing the bottom part of the summer dress. Okay, so that's what we are doing right now. All right, so kindly help me share the live wherever it is. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it on YouTube. Subscribe, thumbs up, give it a like. That helped me very, very much, and I'm so very grateful. So one side is sew for the pockets here, so I'm going to sew the other side. Guys, listen, once the pocket is done, it's just to gather the dress in place and see how beautiful it would actually look. So thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. I'm not seeing the name again, but thank you so much. Again, the more I go closer, sometimes I don't see that clear. So thank you so much for joining me. All right. Okay. Almost done here. Almost done here. Thank you for the thumbs up, Auntie. You are such a beautiful soul. Thank you so very much. I'm still waiting for you to join my class, though. Still waiting for you to join. All right. There you go. So for those who have a sewing machine, I want to share what sewing machine you have at home, what brand of sewing machine, because some people always ask me about different sewing machine. If you have a sewing machine that you have at home and you use and you like it, just put a comment here, and others could definitely read the comment to see if that is a good brand, because people always ask me about what is a good brand of sewing machine. So, okay, this is so small. Okay, so all right, so goal this summer is to get, oh, house lovely. That's a great goal. So my wonderful sister Angie have a goal to get a Juki machine. Trust me, girl, that would save you like a ton of time. It's not like the beginner machine we have in our sewing studio. It's like a zoom machine. It get your project done like that. I could tell you that for a fact. And I know a lady, as you mentioned that, sister, there's a lady who has, I don't know if they have, was closing down, and they have some machine, and she actually did send me the price. I actually have it on my phone. If I go through it, maybe I might lose the live connection. I could always send it for you. I mean, if you want to check them out, because there was another student of mine that actually won a machine, and she have a store. And I told her the best thing is to get is a Juki machine, the fast machine. Because if you have a store, you want to make sure that you do things efficiently, right? So yes, dear, I will surprise you very soon. I'm not too far from your place. Oh, that's sweet, Auntie. Oh my goodness, I'll be so grateful. Honestly, I will be so very grateful. I will be, yes, that will be great. Okay, yes, definitely. Because actually, the lady contacted me this week or last week, and she was like, oh, I still want the sewing machine. So I find out about that other place that's closing down, and it was like 500, 300, 600. I can't remember, but it's on my phone, and it's way cheaper comparing to if you was to buy a brand new machine, right? Because some of them cost 900 and plus, or more or less, or, yeah, something like that, or more, I would say. So definitely I have it on my phone. I could always give you, and I could contact her and see you guys could work something else. Maybe you could even get it lower, whatever. You remember those zipper, Angie? So yeah, that lady there was closing down, whatever. So they had contact me, and yeah. So that's nice. So anything else to sew, Angie? Okay, so guys, I have finished my I had finished sewing the zipper here. So sorry, not the zipper. What am I saying here? I'm finished sewing the pockets here. So now I'm gonna connect the pockets. Okay, so I want to connect the pockets so we could get this live moving on, of course. So this is the front part. Remember we talked about the front part. So this is the front part here. All right. So this is the front part of my my gather skirt here. So now I'm gonna connect the pockets, guys. So I'm gonna bring the camera down for those who not able to see me clear, and I'm gonna connect the pocket nicely here. So so this is it here. So Hillary wanna make a bucket hat, Sister Angie. So that is her goals, to make a bucket hat. So maybe you could give her tips. So another goal is to sew a button down dress. Okay, that's actually, yeah, that's a nice one. That's a very, very nice one actually. And neatly button down dress, fully button. Because you know, button does take time, but it's very once you do it detailedly, it's really, really elegant. So yeah, I think that's maybe even that's probably one of my goals to make a nice button down dress. But yeah, that's a wonderful goal. Um, Thank you for sharing that as well. Really, really love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna pin this down, guys. So I'm just gonna pin it down. Please put the link on the Juki machine. Okay, I'm gonna definitely give you so one way in. Okay, hold on. This screen is so my machine is a single. Okay, I can't even see the thing here. So go to very. It's a single secular. Is it secular? You say because I have this heart here and it's kind of hiding the comment. 5523. You know when I come by, if I pass by, I want to see your machine. Go to there. Okay. Secular 5523 machine. Okay. So one very important thing is to say is that your camera is blurry. Yeah. So thanks for letting me know because I realize on YouTube sometimes it starts nicely and then after it get very, very blurry. So thank you for letting me know that, Auntie. I don't know why because I'm directly on Instagram, sorry, on YouTube, so I'm not really even sure what happened. Hello, Jillies. Hello, Cindy. Long time. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been seeing all your beautiful food, which is sweet. But thank you for joining me, love. Long, long time. Very, very long time. Okay, so now, guys, I'm going to sew my pockets down. So I'm going to just connect the both ends here. And for those, of course, who are joining me live or joining the replay itself, we do teach sewing classes in Brampton. And our goal is to teach you how to sew from beginner up to advanced level. All right. So we love beginners because we start, all my students who start with me by God's grace have actually start from the beginners level and then they move to different level. And then, of course, they support me, bringing others to the class as well as my sister Angie here had brought her husband. And he's actually one of our advanced sewing students now, so which is fabulous. So we do teach classes at all different level. From beginner, we teach, you may say, okay, we teach bags, we teach this. For a beginner, you don't want to start with a dress. Trust me, I have been doing that when I started sewing, when I started teaching sewing in 2018. Donna was one of my first students. She's still with me today. I started with a skirt and I have so many skirts. And you know what, sister? In the event, thank you so much for joining me. For those who joined me on Instagram, appreciate you joining me. In the event, and I'm going to talk about the event in a bit, I'm going to be giving away the skirts, and who want to finish it off, they could finish it up because I have so many skirts from since 2018 that people left because skirt is a big project, right? You know, a beginner start with a skirt. Eventually, you know, this is just too much for sewing. They left it and they never come back. And I keep it for years. All through COVID, I still have some of the unfinished project, and then now it's time to give it away, and I'll be giving it away in my sewing event. Okay, so talking about sewing event, guys, yes, we're having another sewing event coming up this September. So September would be another event coming up by the grace of God. September 30th, which is a Monday, and it would be in person in Brampton. We want to have a live sewing event where the community could come out. We have a free refreshment. You will get a free take-home project. Some of our students would help you make a take-home project. It will be a fun and wonderful time. Just to get to know me, we get to know you, and so on and so forth. Okay, thank you so much. So any fabric store, anyone want to share that you usually shop on, whether online, it could be online as well, it could be in the States, it could be in Canada. I'll be so very grateful. I think we have shared Jajit already. We had shared Eddie Stone, and anyone else have any? Okay, so Scholastic machine. Okay, so the Singer Scholastic 5223. Now I see it now. Thank you, Godfrey, for sharing that. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I'm gonna sew my pockets down, guys. I'm gonna put my camera down again, so to sew the pockets nicely down. So I'm gonna go. So how I'm gonna sew the pocket? I'm gonna sew 5/8 of an inch and then 1/2 an inch. Okay. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna actually show it when I'm finished. I'm gonna sew 5/8 of an inch first, down, and then we're gonna go down 1/2 an inch. So I'm gonna start sew here. So take out your pin nicely as you sew. My goal here is to ensure that we can see the finished product. So I'm gonna come down. Then I'm going to pivot and turn. For those who know, when you pivot and turn, you want to lift up your presser foot and turn your fabric nicely. So pivot and turn here. So let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. Good. So now I'm going to go around, and then I'm going to go around 1/2 inch nicely, okay? So now I'm going to round the pocket. So the pockets, it's like a semi-circle, not a full circle. You just have to take your time and go around nicely. That's all it requires. Take your time and go around nicely. So Cindy, do you have a sewing machine that you want to share with us? And Creation, if you're still watching the live, if you have a sewing machine, what is the brand of your sewing machine? People ask me all the time. I always recommend the Singer Heavy Duty sewing machine, because that's the one I've been using since 2018. They have its challenge. However, I have been using them for my beginners because they are strong, they are durable, they are metal built inside, and I have, people come go all the time. So you want a machine that could actually withstand the heat. And that's the machine I've been using. But of course, I'm always intrigued to hear other machines people have been using and why they like that machine, because this is one of the reasons why I like the heavy duty Singer machine. But again, everyone have their own reason of why they use their machine. Okay, so thank you so much for all the love, for all the hearts. Thumbs up, guys. If you kindly give me a thumbs up. Who we are Infinite Modesty Design. We teach sewing classes. We have beginners class, intermediate class. We have kids classes. We do sewing events. We do sewing parties. So if you want to do a corporate event or a private event, we do sewing events. Yes, we do. We take our machine, put it in the back of my car, and then we go out. We come to your location. If not, and if you don't have a location, we do have a location that we could host you as well. If you want to do a location, if you want to do event at our location, definitely we do that as well. All right. So we have intermediate class, we have beginners class, we have advanced class, where we teach you how to be a seamstress. Okay, guys. So that's definitely the goal of the advanced class. And our sewing events is one of our not, I won't say new project, but it have started like a couple years ago. People have been contacting me, so now we want to take it full blast for anyone who wants to do events, sewing events. Definitely we are at your service to bring our machine, 1213 machine, to your location and deliver fabulous things. All right, so kindly share the live, kindly say thank you so much. So is event in September? Yes. So the event in September itself, it would be on the 30th by God's grace, on 30th of September. The event is free, going to be a free event actually for the community. So 100% free. I actually changed. I did have to put a fee, but as you know what, just put it for free. That's okay. Whoever come, if I buy too much food, it's all good. Right? And whoever come. So now I'm going to sew the other part of the skirt now, right? So for those on Instagram, I kind of put it closer. So I'm going to sew the other part of the skirt now, the other part of the pockets now. So this one, I'm going to start at the very bottom, okay? So let me show you what I've just did. Sorry, guys. Just going to show you what I've just did. So this is what I just did here, okay? So I've started here nicely. You can see the line here, if you could see that nicely. Then I pivot and turn here. So I make the seam bigger because I don't want to make a 1/2 inch stitch and then it collide with this 1/2 inch stitch here. This might end up showing on the outside. So I want to make a bigger stitch, and then I cross over, and then I sew down nicely, okay? So eventually I would serge this anyway. And then now I pivot and turn again, and I go down and finish it at the very bottom here. That's what I did here. So I'm going to do the other side right now. So African Fabric Textile, Wilson Avenue. Okay. Wilson, is it in Toronto? I'm going to there. Wilson Avenue in Toronto. Okay. So another fabric store we have is African Fabric Textile. It's Wilson Avenue. So for those who are looking to buy fabric, to support African prints, to support Jajid prints, to support the guy on Eddystone. I know him very well. He's a black guy, and supporting any one of them would be fabulous, right? Because some of us, we only know about Fabricland, right? And Fabricland is good, yeah? There's no error in Fabricland, but again, if we have other places that we could support, why not, right? There we go. And I got this in Eddystone, this print here. Okay, so let me continue here. So now I'm going to start from the bottom to sew my pockets, guys. So I am starting from the bottom. Why? Because the way I pin my fabric, okay? If you want to start from the pockets, you just have to pin it a certain way. But again, it will be fine whether you start from the bottom or the top. So I'm going to start to sew. So you could start sewing 5/8 of an inch, realized on Instagram you wasn't seeing me well. You can start sewing 5/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna go here, go here. So why do you like, what do you like about that machine, Godevere, or whoever? So Angie, why do you want a jockey machine? Any particular reason why you want a jockey machine? Just let me know. And for anyone, the machine you have, just let us know why you think that machine is a good brand for you, particularly. So someone who's looking for a sewing machine might be intrigued in this area. Okay, so now I'm pivoting and turn now. So sorry if you're not seeing everything here. I'm just pivoting and turn. There's a lot of fabric here. So if anyone have a sewing plan, a sewing goal, and then you want direction, you want someone to hold your hands, right? You always have this desire to sew. Last week I talked about my design. Actually, I find some of my old designs. In 2002, I found it actually digging up somewhere. And the design is not born again design, but it's design that I have created when I had a passion and I had no idea that I was going to be teaching sewing classes back then. So I still have it, and I'm going to show it maybe on my next live itself. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the pocket if you're not able to see here, guys. Sorry about that. For those who cannot see, I'm going around here. It's a lot of fabric. I'm going around here. So I'm just going around that semicircle for the pockets here. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so yeah, so if you have a desire to learn to sew, a goal to learn to sew, you have never sewn before, you have a sewing machine maybe. In our class, you not desire to have a sewing machine. You don't have to have a sewing machine to take our class because we do provide the sewing machine. But if you have a sewing machine, keep indoors, or someone bought you a sewing machine and you want to take advantage, definitely take our beginners class if you have never sewn before. Or if you're a refresher, some people come to our class and they know how to sew very well, but they haven't sewn in a long time. So now they want to kind of get back into the spirit of sewing. So that's where we are. And of course, you're not going to stop at the beginners class. You would move on to different levels of classes, as many of our students start doing now, moving on from one level to the next, which I'm so very grateful. And here we are today. Okay, so I have finished now. So let's see here. Sorry, I wasn't seeing all the beautiful comments here. So affordable textile in so Queen Street, Toronto. Okay, so affordable textile is another one Sister Angie sent here for those who are looking for African print fabric or just fabric in general. It's on Queen Street, Toronto. And then so much it's time to invest in better machines. Okay. Okay, so I think the answer for why my sister here want a juking machine is because I sew so much. It's time to invest in a better machine. Okay, I like that. So better, faster, more efficient, get your work done in no time. I love that answer. So thank you so much, my love, for sharing that. That was well said. Well said. Juking machine, trust me, I don't know what I'll do without it because it makes life easier. So juking machine are industrial and last a lifetime. That's true, Auntie. Thank you so much for sharing that. Right now, I have a domestic singer machine and a serger. Fabulous. You have a serger. Nice. Very, very nice. I actually just need a refresher. Definitely. I think that's the answer there, Auntie. You need a refresher for sure. Okay, so thank you so much, lovely ladies, for sharing that for me. So you guys here now for the machine. If you want Zoom is juking machine for now because you can see this is a juking machine here, and I'm a teacher. I have by the grace of God we have lots of machine, but one of the machine that will give you efficiency, faster sewing is a juking machine. It's a lovely machine. We have lots of domestic machine. I have the Singer machine, heavy duty machine. That's one of the machine I promote for those who are beginners and say, you know what, I want to start somewhere. All right, so let me show you guys what we just accomplished here. So we just accomplished the pockets, okay? So this is it here, nicely done. All right, so this is one side of the pockets here. So you see it's nicely done here, all neatly done together. The only thing that missing here is serging, which I'm not gonna serge right now. We are just gonna continue sewing because I want you guys to see the final effect itself, okay? And then the last thing we're gonna do is the zipper. I'm not gonna do the zipper today, it might take too much time. But the final effect itself, I want you to see it on the live today. So thank you so much, Cindy, again for joining me and for everyone who joining me itself. Okay, so here now, this is the other side of the pockets here, right? So this is the pockets here. So let me see if I don't know if I can stand up to kind of show. This is the full gather skirt, okay? So this is very long. It's about 3 yards here, right? So 3 yards here, and then we're gonna gather it in. So this side gonna be my pockets here, okay? And then when I gather it in, of course, the other side here gonna be my pockets. All right, so that's it. So my next thing now is to gather this up now, okay? So I am gonna be doing a big stitch. So a long stitch here I'm gonna be doing now. And that long stitch, I'm gonna put my, well, my machine was actually on the big stitch anyway, which is fine. I kind of like it like that. But if you have any machine that you want to put in the long stitch, or you could do needle and thread. So when I do teach online, I do needle and thread. Needle and thread, and you could just gather this by needle and thread. But I am gonna do a long stitch here. The only thing you have to be careful, okay? When you pull in the stitch, you could easily bust if you not do it, if you don't do it, if you don't take your time. Sewing is patient, right? We all know that. Sewing teach you patience. So we are going to take our time and nicely gather this together and bring it in the effect of our dress. So let's get going. So this is what I want you to see. Once I've done this, I could even pin it and show you guys, and then sew it down, and then we'll continue by the grace of God the next live. So the next live, I would invite some guests. I would invite either, so no, resume. I would invite some of my lovely students, of course. So maybe any of my sister Angie, or sister Hillary, because I know you guys have a lot of garments to you know, to model. That's the word. They have a lot of garments to model. That's it. And then of course my sweet sister Godivre are gonna be joining me as well. And maybe on my next live, because the next live is just to put a zipper and kind of close the whole thing. So we'll see how we go. So now I'm doing a big stitch now. So I'm gonna sew 1/2 inch down, okay? So 1/2 inch down, I'm gonna sew a big stitch here. And then I'm gonna sew it all the way from one end to the other end, and I'm gonna gather it in, and then we're gonna continue chatting. So don't forget to like, share the live, guys. That helped me out big time. So this time I would not back stitch, okay guys? I'm just gonna go straight. So no back stitch, just gonna go nice and straight. Take your time, nice and straight, right? Nice and straight. This machine could go, it could go zoom zam. I'm not gonna go zoom zam right now. I'm gonna take my time. Take my time, nice and straight. Just make sure sewing is like driving, guys. So if you know how to drive, definitely. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to sew, you would know how to sew, because sewing is like driving. You just have to watch the road. Make sure your eyes stay on the road, not on the steering, not, of course, not on the gas, never. And you would be just fine. So definitely we are inviting everyone who don't know how to sew. You are in the Brampton area, maybe in Toronto area, and you want to travel. We do have late classes as well, in case if you think you might come late. We do, the latest class we start is like 7. If you think you're going to be late, just let us know, so we'll prepare for you, and then you could continue your journey here. So thank you so much, Auntie. I'm so grateful to see you today. Godivre, thank you so much for your wonderful comment. All right, so we know about all these fabulous fabric stores. So I learned something too. I didn't even know about that one in where again, in Queen, was it Queen? And then Western, yeah. So the affordable textile. Or maybe I did actually. Maybe I did, probably. But I don't go down that. I think, yeah, one time I did went down, once or twice, maybe years ago. Maybe when I was in Toronto, I think. But yeah, it's a refresher to know about those fabrics. They have lots of variety. So if you know you're a fabric person that love to shop for fabric, just go with, maybe if it's one fabric you got to buy for $100, just go with that $100. Don't go with too much money, because you'll be shopping until you drop, and you don't want that, right? Yeah, I know the feeling. So you definitely don't want to shop too much. Don't want to go with them. Don't even go with your purse. Don't go with your card. Just go with maybe $100. If you think, okay, I'm gonna just buy, yeah, maybe $50 worth of fabric, whatever. Because you will go crazy, and you don't want that, right? Yeah. So the ladies could testify of that for sure. For sure. When was the last time you buy fabric? Be honest with me, guys. Drop it here. When was the last time you buy fabric? If it's last year, say last year. I'll be grateful. If it's yesterday, say yesterday. When was the last time you bought a nice piece of fabric? I know the last time I bought it is this. I think this was the last fabric I bought. Usually I don't buy fabric much anymore, because I have so much fabric. But this one I had to buy the print again to sew with my my African guy there. So yeah, and I wanted a particular African print, so a couple of months ago, I think, maybe 2 months or 3 months max, I probably buy fabric. But usually I don't buy fabric as before again. Yeah. So when's the last time anyone buy fabric? When was the last time? Be truthful, be honest. So hi Sharon Dale, thank you for joining me on YouTube. I'm not sure if you guys can still see the YouTube clearly. I heard that it was kind of shady. If it's shady, you could join me on Pretty Dress. I got started this weekend. Okay, so you start sewing up your project this weekend? Yeah, all right, there you go. Any project plans? Oh, you're cooking right now. It's okay. Thank you for joining my live while you're cooking. Any plans you have for upcoming sewing? So pretty dress, I guess. Okay, that's good. Any other things? So you have a pretty dress in the works. Any other project you plan sewing up, Sharon? And what sewing machine do you have? What brand of sewing machine you have that you want to share? Um, for sure. In May. Okay, so Sister Angie said in May that she bought her last wonderful fabric. And my sweet sister Hillary said, hi, I have slow down on fabric. Trust me, girl. I'm telling you, that's like the best thing you could do. Because it won't stop, right? My sisters, it would not stop. So let's see here. So Bernata and Brother, okay, that's the machine you have. And why do you like that machine? All right, guys. So what I'm doing here, let me gather this in so I can move on. It's after 8, so it's about less than an hour I have on the live so far, so which is good. I don't want to go drag it out too long. So what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just gathering this in, okay? So I'm gathering this in. So the only thing I just have to take my time, because if I go too much, then the thread could bust. The easier way to do it, guys, I can tell you as a guarantee, is just get needle and thread, because that's how I do it online anyway. Don't ask me why I decide to do Zuki machine here, but I just decide to do it. But yeah, so the best thing to do is needle and thread. So let's hope that it doesn't give us any trouble here. Let me see if the back thread is easier to pull though. One of them is usually easier to pull. No, so this one is easier to pull, I think, yeah. So the front one is a bit easier. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna be pulling, taking my time and pulling the fabric in here. Taking my time and pull, taking my time and pull. If there's any trouble, I hope there's no trouble here. So if there's any trouble, then the thread might bust, and we don't want that, right? So we don't want that at all. So I'm gonna pull everything down here, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down. While I'm pulling, the thread have to be going down as well. So you have to actually notice the thread. See, my thread is this way now, and it'll be going down and going down. So thank you everyone for those who joining me on Instagram live. Thank you so much. Kindly leave some love, a like, heart, share the live. I will be so grateful. So very grateful. For those on YouTube, if you could kindly help me subscribe or kindly share so anyone else could subscribe. Give a thumbs up to the live. That would help me as well big time. I am also live on Facebook. So for those on Facebook, thank you so much again for joining me. I'm so very grateful. Okay, so you guys can see the gather coming through, right? But you know what? I'm thinking on this live I should actually do the needle and thread for some reason. If I could find my needle here now, because it's going slower than I actually thought. Slower than I thought. And then I have to be careful, very, very careful that you don't bust anything here. So I'm trying my best so I could get the illusion going so everyone could actually see what it looks like. So I'm going to try on the other side. On the other side here. Yeah, I have some thread here. So I'm going to pull on the other side. This is a long piece here. And you're going to pull it down, pull it down. Usually you could do two threads and then pull down nicely. But in this case, I did one. Then doing two. Okay, so I'm going to try pulling this side here. Hopefully it could work nicely for me. So you can pull on any side, it doesn't really matter. The goal is just to gather it all up to the, and what am I gathering up to? I'm gathering up to my blouse, right? So my blouse portion I'm gathering up to. Again, you have to be very, very, very careful. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining my live. I want to be very careful. Okay, so I like the Brother for quilting. Very nice. And the Bernanda for general sewing machine. Okay, that's very good. And how long did you have them? Both are great. All right, so great sewing machine. All right, fabulous. That's fabulous. How long did you have one or both machine? And how long, guys, did you have your sewing machine? For those who have shared the sewing machine you have, how long have you had it? And if you haven't shared what you like about it, you could share. Absolutely. Absolutely. So of course, what am I doing? I'm sewing the bottom part of my summer dress. For those who have been following me live, have known I've started the dress. I'm going to show the other part of the dress in a bit. What am I actually doing now? I'm just taking my time and gathering this down. You have to be very careful. You could do this with needle and thread, guys. So needle and thread, it will come out just fine. You just have to take your time to make sure you fix the gathered. I decided to do just a big stitch on my juking machine here, and take your time and pull because it's very easy to bust. I could tell you that as a guarantee. It would bust nicely for you with no question asked, and you don't want that, right? You want to make sure you take your time and just gather it down nicely, gather it down nicely, gather it down nicely. So I'm hoping I could actually get the illusion part to you by at least an hour in, so we don't go too long. But you see, I have a lot more to gather, right? So you pull it down nicely, continue pulling it down nicely. That's where you say sewing give patience. You have to have patience. If you don't have patience, trust me, you will just be, you know, getting frustrated with yourself for nothing, because the fabric don't really care. It's all about you. The machine don't care. Like when I teach sewing classes to beginners, especially kids, I say, listen, the machine have no problem sewing your finger nicely. So we don't want that, right? And that's kind of brutal, right? It's brutal, but we have to say that. Why? Because you is the one that have to have patience when you're driving. You are the one that have to have the patience when you're sewing. You are the one that have to, you know, self-control there, definitely. So, for those who always have a desire to learn to sew, maybe you don't understand sewing pattern. We teach that, of course, in our intermediate class. Maybe you want to understand fabric itself. Like, for instance, we have woven fabric, we have knit fabric. Anyone understand what is the difference between woven fabric and knit fabric, guys? If you know, just kindly drop a link there. Woven fabric, we have woven fabric and we have knit fabric. Thank you so much for those who joining me on Instagram. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you joining me live. So, different type of fabric. We have two major different type of fabric, woven fabric and knit fabric. If you have any idea what is woven fabric, you could just comment. If you don't know, you can say, no, I don't know. That's okay. Woven fabric and knit fabric. So if you want to understand, of course, you have problem with fitting. Maybe some people could sew very well, but again, they don't understand, well, why didn't I follow the pattern? Then why is the garment don't fit as it's supposed to? Then that's where we come in at Infinite Modesty Design to ensure we teach you how to fit your garment like a glove when you make your garment, of course, from beginning to end. So that's what we all about. Also, you have maybe you know how to sew very well, but you just lack a little bit of confidence, and that's okay. We are human beings, right? We are human beings. We are prone to, something a little bit shy to attack a project. Then that's where we are to definitely hold your hands to help you to attack that project, with confidence. Okay. So people contact me all the time. They may say, you know what, I have a sewing pattern, I want to execute the pattern. That's where we are for sure. Or you know what, I have been sewing, but I haven't touched a machine for a long time, and now I just want this guidance. And when they come to the class, sometimes they sew very well, but they just want that confidence that someone is there looking over in case anything, in case they make mistake, in case, to get better at their sewing, and so on and so forth. So we get that a lot. All right, so there's various different equipments and tools. Maybe you don't know, you maybe have, you don't know, probably, in your sewing journey, you might need two sewing scissors, right? You need one for your paper, you need one for your fabric. Some people may not know that, which is okay. That's all good. Some people may have sewing tools and they want to know, okay, why do I use a rotary cutter for? Or why do I use this for? So again, we actually go over the various tools you may have question about. A seam ripper. Some people, again, first time they hear about a seam ripper when they come to my class, and that's okay. That's the goal. All right. The goal of my class is to teach you what you don't know about sewing, because if you did know, of course, you would not have taken my class, right? So we are here in Brampton, and by the grace of God, we have started our Advanced Sewing Academy. This is 2 years now, we've been doing it in Brampton, and people have been contacting me a lot, and I have been not showing when I would start, so I decided, okay, you know what, just take a leap of faith, and by the grace of God, start, and let's see how it goes. And I know it would go according to the plan of the Lord for me. All right, so I think I've gathered a lot here, guys. So listen here. So remember, we was, let's see here. So let me just move the chat if there's any chat. So I have to be very careful here, guys. So I'm just gonna show you guys. So far, remember it was very long. So this is what it looked like so far, all right? So this is the effect I was trying to get here, right? Definitely. Thank you so much for Jules who joining me on Instagram. Thank you, thank you. If I don't mention your name, the screen is so small I can't really see that well. But I can see, but the screen is so small. It's on my phone. So, but those who I'm familiar with, that's why you see I'm calling name because I'm familiar with the ones that join me. All right. So this is the illusion here, guys. So what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to get this illusion here to fit this here, right? So that's what we want to achieve on the live here today. So this had to connect with this, and then we're gonna connect the bottom. So let's get going now. And remember, I say we have pockets, right? So I am going to measure how much I have here. So measurement is so important. You want to understand your tape measurement. If you don't know the tape measurement, if you don't know it, it's not a big deal, guys. I always say, don't feel shy. Don't feel, if you don't know, you don't know it. That's why you're here. Because if you had know it, definitely you wouldn't even look for my class. So there you go. So I am going to measure. I'm going to measure this way so everyone can see what I'm doing here. So this here, I have seam allowance. I have easing. I have zipper allowance. So I'm just going to see how much I have here so far. So here, I have here, and I'm going to continue going on here, all right? So I want to continue going on here, continue going on here. So 44 is the full width of the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do here, guys, is try to get this green in this green only. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. So what I'm going to do here, you got to be very careful because now I'm going right side to right side. So I'm going to turn this. So this is the right side facing me here now. Okay, so I'm just going to bring my thingy down. So right side's facing me here. All right, right side's facing me here. So you guys still see me clear on Instagram? I'm on YouTube. If you still see me clear, just give me a thumbs up. If not, you could join me, of course, on Facebook or any other part of my live. All right, so here I'm gonna try now to adjust this here now, because I only want the green part to be in the green. So I have to open it a little bit. It's a little bit too gathery. Again, you have to take your time, right? Because I want this whole thing. Sorry, what am I? This hole here to fit into this here. So I have to gather it up to, so this is what? This is 9 inches. So I'm going to gather it. Just pull out some of my gather here. Again, be careful, be careful, be careful. Make sure it's 9 inches. And I just want the green to fit. The green done. I don't want any additional. I don't want any subtraction. Just this, fit this, and I'm done. That's it. Okay, so right here, that's it. So I have a seam allowance there because I did add on to it here. So that's why. So I'm going to pin this here, right here, right at the seam allowance here. Okay. So what I've done here, I did right side to right side. So this is the right side of my garment to the right side of here towards the seam allowance side. Okay. So towards the edge here. Okay. So I'm going to pin this here. Sorry, I did it wrong. So only on the green, right? That's what I mentioned. So I'm going to pin it the green to the green right here. Just to the green portion. So make sure you do it on the seam so it can be very neat on the actual seam allowance itself. And then I am going to sort of pull it down a little bit again. Just pull it a little bit here. Take your time, take your time, take your time so nothing doesn't bust. All right, so I'm going to pull it right here. And the green going to match onto the green itself. So here. So what am I doing here for those who are joining the live? I am doing the bottom part of my summer dress. It's long now. I will do, of course, I will do the hemming and everything, but not on the live today. I just want to make sure you see the final piece here by me joining the bottom to the top itself, so you have an idea what it looks like in general. So you know, actually sewing a dress live. And we started this dress, of course, from scratch, from the beginning itself. From the beginning, couple weeks ago, we started from sewing the top. So for those who was following me, definitely. Okay, so who we are Toronto, we are Brampton Sewing and Fashion Studio. We are located 85 Charlotte Boulevard in the party room of 85 Charlotte Boulevard. We teach beginners class. We're actually on Mondays and Fridays. I'm contemplating if I should open more days, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I've pinned this. Let me just show you. It's just the green part I've pinned so far. I'm going to pin the other side, of course. So it's only the green part I pin. See the green, just pin to the green. So now let me continue pinning all the rest now and making sure everything fit nicely. So this end here now, right, gonna fit with all the blue. And in the end, I would make sure it's straight in the end, right? So my, at least about 2 inches in, I would make sure it's straight so there's no gathered. And all the rest, I'm gonna gather it in and we'll see how it goes. So now I'm just gonna loosen up here because it's a little bit, my blouse is a little longer than the gathered here. So I'm just gonna loosen it up. Again, that's where patient come in, right guys? Patient come in. There is a gather feed that you could use. Yeah, I don't know if I use it before, but you know, I'm so accustomed with doing this in my hand. So I prefer doing it in my hand and I think I'm fine like that. But again, you can see it does take time, right? It does take time. You gotta make sure you gather everything nicely, make sure nothing busts, and make sure it come out nice and pretty. So this is okay. So now I'm gonna pin this side now. Thank you so much for those who joining me on Instagram. Thank you, thank you. So for those who haven't tell us what sewing project, what fabric store in Toronto owned by an African lady. Oh, Wilson Fabric. Oh, that's nice. So the Wilson Fabric store in Toronto is owned by an African lady. Thanks for sharing that, Godevere. So just to let you guys know, so the guy on Eddie Stone is an African guy as well. The person on Wilson is also an African, so that's good to support as well. And of course, we have Jajit in Brampton here. You could support them if you're looking for fabric. We have the fabric affordable textile on Queen, of course. That's another place again. But again, I encourage everyone, if you're going to look for fabric, go with exact money. Don't go with your wallet where you have, you know, you don't want that. Because you'll be shopping out your grocery list or your, I don't know. You want to make sure, because you could easily just say, oh, I like this, I'm going to make, and trust me, some of you never even make that, whatever you think you're going to make. But just because we love fabric, we like to hoard. That's the thing. And that's not just, okay, well, maybe that's people who love to sew. Every time you see a fabric, or even patterns, like with me, I have a lot of patterns, a lot of McCall's pattern. What I don't even need to make patterns. But before, before I started my teaching sewing, I used to think, okay, maybe I could teach my students this and this and this and this and this. So I have a lot of patterns. Let's just leave it like that. And I don't even need to use those patterns. You know what I mean? Like now I use it in my intermediate class for people who want to make a dress with a pattern. I use it for that effect itself. So people who sew love to buy sewing stuff. You see a new machine come out, maybe they say, probably this one could be. Like I have a lot of machine because of course I teach sewing, so it makes sense, right? But you also want to make sure you think of what you're doing. You don't want to overspend when you're buying because you could easily hoard. It's very easy to hoard as a designer or someone who loves to sew. All right, there you go. So I want to thank everyone for sharing those lovely thoughts. So thank you for all the fabric store. Again, lack of confidence, we are here to help. Time management, maybe in sewing, you have a dress and you want to finish it within a certain time. We could do that in our intermediate class. Fitting issue, if you have fitting issue, definitely we at Infinite Modesty Design could help you out with that. If you don't understand the sewing pattern, absolutely, we're able to help you with that, of course. Thank you for everyone who share your sewing goals with me. And absolutely, that is wonderful. Okay, so I'm almost finished here, guys. I just want to make sure that we finish here on the live. It is about an hour now, so that part you could see sewing takes time. Just imagine you have a dress to sew for someone and they want to charge you or they want to give you like X amount of money. You have to name your price because you know sewing is not easy. If you go to check back on the live and see how long I've been sewing this, how many hours I've been sewing this dress, you could tell that this is not 1 hour something. You know what I mean? So when you're sewing, if you say you have to sew for people, for those who take my advanced class and you have to sew for people, you have to probably number one, get a deposit. It's very important to get a deposit. If you have to sew for anyone, and I know some of you guys, people see the styles you make and probably say, you know what, can you sew this or can you sew that for me? One is to definitely get a deposit because people could easily leave their fabric in your hands, go and never come back because they think, okay, you know what, I don't think I need that again. Or maybe she's too expensive, or this and that and that and that and that, right? So that's one tip I have for those who want to sew for others, and that's fine, guys. Don't say, you know what, I'm not going to sew for anyone. You never know. Maybe a family member. Like for me, I teach classes, so it's, you know, I don't really sew for people actually because I teach. I rather teach you to do it for me. But for those who probably have a family member, let's say you have a family member and they say, okay, can you sew this for me? And you know you're gonna take some time. It's okay to charge, right? I mean, it's okay to charge for family members. It's okay. That's nothing. It's a family member. But again, you want to make sure that you charge something decent, right? You're not going to charge them like way designer price, but you want to charge them because sewing, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It's a beautiful craft to have, fabulous craft to have. I've been having a lot of people contacting me for kids class these days, which I'm so very grateful. Um, and the kid could start from ground zero to see that sewing is not easy. So when they start from that age, they know that sewing is not easy. Sewing is your personal craft, is your personal skills, and you need to charge. Don't look at the sewing, whatever. Like some people may look at sewing as downplay. She's sewing, whatever. Listen, something is a top notch skill because everyone wear clothes, no? Well, we don't wear like leaf. Everyone wear clothes. So some people may devalue it, but trust me, it's a valuable skill. I know for sure by the grace of God, I have police who take my sewing class. You know what I mean? I have different people. I have a lot of nurses by the grace of God. I'm a nurse. And I thank God for all the nurses who have supported me. And all different walks of life, people love the craft. And my point is, what I'm going to say here is that sewing is a valuable skills. If you have to sew for anyone, don't downplay. Mm-hmm. Even taking the body measurement. When we do body measurement in our beginners class, we see how it takes times, right? It takes maybe an hour. Some of us take, as you keep sewing, you get better, of course, and better and better. You get faster and faster. But even though you get faster, you still see some work because you have to measure the garment. Then you have to calculate. It's not hard to calculate. Then you have to cut. Then you have to sew. So whether you're doing a cut and sew, which I would say always have a pattern handy. So you could always manipulate the pattern towards the size of the body measurement. So someone may want you to make a straight skirt and you have a straight skirt pattern. You could up the measurement or down the measurement. So pattern grading, right? So you don't have to keep on drawing and drawing and drawing all the time. That's actually time consuming. So charging something decent is very important when you're sewing for others, your family member. You have to charge. What if it's just, I don't know, but you have to charge because sewing takes time. Sewing is patient. Sewing is lovely when they get a fabulous garment and they could boast that to XYZ sew it. Then at least you get something for your time, right? Because it does take time. All right, so finally I pinned this. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much for those who have stick on with me for this part. Oh boy. Okay. So let me show you guys what it looks like now, okay? I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So it's just pinned. Why don't I just sew it down? But let me just show it for now. This is on Facebook. Let's see here. So if you guys, whoever is still with me on YouTube, you could definitely give a comment or give a thumbs up. Kindly share the live. So I'm just gonna show that's how it's gonna be, right? So it's an empire level dress, right? So this is how it pin, and of course I have my pockets. Where's my pockets? So pockets is somewhere. My pockets is here, right? Okay. So let me go ahead now and sew it down. I'm gonna sew it down and then we are gonna wrap just before for sure we're gonna finish before 9 for sure. I've been here for a while. Okay, so let's get this beautiful dress here sewing down and see how it goes, because eventually everyone gonna see what all this sewing was all about, what the final result was all about. Okay, so let's sew. I'm gonna take out my pins. So take out your pins as you go. For those who competent without sewing with pins, sewing without pins, for the gather you kind of have to want maybe fabric clips or something in there. But again, just take your time. If you have to sew over the pin like I do, take your time. But I would recommend don't sew over the pin. Stop and always look, because it's very, very easy now, guys, to make a mistake, okay? Because you have gather going on here. So always look, don't just sew. So like you see now, I'm sewing, yeah? But I'm looking to make sure that my gather is down. So when I finish, I don't sew some of the part that I'm not supposed to sew. All right, so I fix and oops, you see, that's my pin here. So you see my pin bend here? So very, very dangerous to sew over the pins, right? Very, very dangerous. So I'm gonna try my best to stop, add the pin, take it out, and continue sewing. There you go. Okay, let me just go back to this. My thing was, okay. Okay, so again, always fix nicely. Go down. Okay, so I did so over the pin here. Again, be careful. All right, so go down nicely here. Go down, go down, go down. So stop, patient. So when it's patient, there you go. So we're gonna go down here. Okay, I'm gonna go. So if, like now I'm just taking my time, especially when I read the pin, then I'm gonna stop, take out here. All right, and I'm gonna continue here. Now fix as you go, very important to fix as you go. Let's go. All right, take out my pins nicely here as I go. Okay, so I passed the green part, so that's a good milestone to pass. I want to continue going here. I hope my thread didn't finish. Okay, no, it didn't finish, thank God. There you go. So I'm going to continue sewing. Again, always look to make sure there's no mistake. We're going to continue here. All right, again, I sew over my pins, but you just take your time when you're going over the pin, that's all. There you go. Again, I'm going to fix nicely as I go along here. And I'm going to go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. All right, maybe I'll put the dress on the mannequin probably so you could actually see what it looks like. Oh, we'll see if I'll put it on me. One of the two. Almost to the end, guys. I'm excited coming to the end. Okay, you know when you come to the end, you just want this thing to work, and you don't want the thread to finish. And when you come to the end, all of a sudden you realize the thread had stopped halfway, and you realize, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, you don't want that, right? So, yeah, my thread is still intact, which is fabulous. And the last thing I want is to use my seam ripper. I don't want to use my seam ripper. I don't want to do any repairs. So, yeah. There you go. All right. So, it's so fast. Yes, it is. Very, very fast. I want a juking machine, of course. Of course, with Sharon. It's as if you've been sewing, if you sew all the time, joking machine is your best, and you would realize, oh, the domestic machine is nothing comparing to your joking machine. You will see the big difference. It would be like a game changer in your sewing room. A game changer, trust me, a big time game changer. And I'm not even going fast. I'm just taking my time, trust me. I'm taking my time, girl. If I gotta go fast, I'm telling you, it's like a zoom zam zam. Yeah. Finally, I come to the end of what I want to show you guys today. Let me take out all my extra pins. If I have pins here, if I have more pins. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. All right. So for those who stick around with me on Instagram, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. If I call your name, still thank you. All right. So let me... I don't know. Let's see how this would work. Let's see how this would work now for me. Okay. So I am gonna put my thingy up here, and I'm gonna I'll just put it on, right? No big deal. So this is the seams I did. So you see here all the gathered here. This is how it is. So you can see. Oh, you see there's a pin here. So this is 1/2 inch stitch I did here. So let me see. So let me just put this on as long. I'm gonna cut it, and there's other things I have to do. The last live we're gonna do is where I have a lot of clothes, guys, so don't even mind me. Just too much clothes on me here. Let me see how it... Again, there's no zipper here, so you're gonna look... It's not gonna look... And then I have a shirt on. Maybe I should just put on the mannequin, right? Maybe I should just put on the mannequin. So there you go, my lovelies. There you go. So it's not finished yet. Again, I just hold it in the back, right? You can see here. So that's how it is. That's the gather puff. So that's what I tell some of my students here. You get a nice illusion. All right. So you get a nice illusion of the dress. Okay, I think I have to do another stitch again just to make sure. So I'll do another stitch just to make sure I get this, just this one stitch. And so now with the juking machine, yeah, you just want to do another stitch to make this, because this part is like the heavier part, right? You have your pockets here to go along nicely, right? And again, what I like again is that I blend it up. As you can see, guys, the green match only the green here, and then the blue, because I wanted to just see, so I make the style here for the blue. I make the style here. So we have the blue, we have green because it's a blue and green dress sort of, right? And then I have an illusion here. This part of the dress here is here to kind of separate. I have a separate. The top is blue, the bottom is green for the top. The sleeve, I love the sleeve, is lovely. Again, I'm just holding the dress, guys, so it's not even there yet. So this is the puff sleeve here. It's fabulous. I think I like it. Um, the only thing is that I would have to finish the dress, of course, next time. I'm not going to do that live today. But I want to tell you guys, listen, we could hold your hand from pattern making, sleeve manipulation, because this is a sleeve. We just manipulate the sleeve to create this illusion for the sleeve, right? And then this is just a gathered, right? This is very, very simple. And we just, you know, we add some detail here that we did. How do you call it? Is it, anyway, I just manipulate the top. So I manipulate the top into two different pieces here, right? And then I add here, I manipulate the sleeve. We make a gathered. Again, I manipulate this because you can see I put another piece here. So that's pretty much how it is. So, fabulous. Angie said, thank you, my lovely. Love it, Lady Lee said. I love it. So thank you guys so very much. So that's it. When you could create and you have that power to create, you could pretty much do anything. Like I said, I'm Modesty. I love teaching Modesty design. If some people that say, you know what, I want to make a dress, but I don't want to make this sleeve. You want to learn how to make the sleeve, the top, the bottom, and then you could piece up the dress as much as you want. Once you know foundation, it's a game changer to sew. So this is it here, guys. I'm going to continue. Actually, let's let her continue sewing. I think I'm missing here, which is fine. But at least you get to understand how the dress is going to look finally itself, okay? All right. There you go. So you can see it's not easy to sew a dress, but it's easy when you have someone holding your hand. And of course, we at Infinite Modesty Design, our desire is to teach you how to sew from ground zero to hero. And of course, I have some lovely, wonderful, sewing students who always come around. So Sister Angie always there. By the grace of God, as the Lord help her, she always there on Mondays. Bring her husband, is in my class by the grace of God. Godivere, my wonderful friend as well, is there as well. She always come around to help me. And other students, Lisa does be around with us again. She's a student, has started, I think, October. Margaret have started before that. And they're always around helping me. I'm so very grateful, guys, because the Lord just put people in my life. And all of a sudden, you know, you make good friends. You make great friends as you go along. So I'm so very grateful for everyone who have been supporting, who have been helping, who have come around. And it make me feel like, you know what, I'm not just doing this for this, right? Like people actually like sewing. People actually appreciate sewing. So I'm so very grateful for all those who have been coming around and helping me. All those who have supported me on the live, whether you just like the live or you just see the live and just share it or whatever it is, I'm so very grateful. Thank you so very much, Lady Lisa. Sweet Lisa. Mwah. You know, now I realize it's you. Thank you so much, Lisa. You know, I just realized it's you. So it's a good thing you're here to hear me talk about my wonderful Lisa. She's on the live with me here today. So Angie is here. Sister Angie is here. Lisa is here. Godivere is here. Wonderful Hillary. I can never forget Hillary. Hillary is one of my first online sewing students who start with needle and thread. Can't forget that lady. I want to thank everyone for joining me live tonight. Again, so the next live would be connecting the zipper and finishing off the dress. I may probably put a band in the dress because right now, just to let you guys know, for those who don't know, I'm trying to maintain my weight. So my weight might, you know, fluctuate. So if I have a band in the dress, I may put a band in the dress to kind of keep me, if I get smaller, if I get bigger, I can loose it up or whatever. So that's one of the other thing I might do. But for the last live is to put the zipper on and to cut the bottom of the dress to make it my actual tailored style and see the final result. All right, guys, thank you so very much again for joining my live today. Thank you for your comments. I'm so very grateful. Kindly help me to share the live, comment on the live, let people know about us. We are in Brampton. We teach sewing classes. This is Infinite Modesty Design, of course. On our next live, we will have some of our students on Instagram possibly to share some of their work with us. I love you guys. Remember, Jesus Christ loves you more, and he's the goal. He's the reason for this season. And one of our actual goal in this life is to get to know him as our personal Lord and Savior. Thank you guys so very much. Have yourself a wonderful night. Bye bye. Bye, my lovelies. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love it. Go to say thank you so much, darling. Thank you so very much. Have yourself a wonderful night. I am so very grateful for everyone. Mwah. Bye bye.